Hey, what's up? Today we are going to talk about an easy and cheap way to upgrade every single player on your team. If you have not already, make sure you hit me up on Twitter and Instagram and check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/CJ And with that, let's get into it. All right, what is up, guys? It is CJ Sauce here, and today we are going to be talking about chemistries. So a lot of people know about chemistries. A lot of people kind of have an idea about what chemistries are, but I do get a fair amount of questions about, just asking me to explain chemistries or talk about them or which ones to use or why to use them. So I'm going to go through the 3 different types of chemistries, what they are, how to upgrade them, and what I suggest to look for when you're upgrading your chemistries, okay? So we're going to start with the first and the most simple chemistry. It is your scheme chemistries. We're going to look at Lamar here. He has scheme chemistries for me. And I'll explain to you why I chose what I chose. So scheme chemistries are going to be right here in your first slot. Most players require this first upgrade, or maybe even the second one to get to your scheme chemistries. But your scheme chemistries are going to upgrade non-physical attributes, things like route running, throw power, catch in traffic, those types of things, non-physical. And you're going to have one set of scheme chemistries for offense and one for defense. So your offense and defense will not add together into your pool of chemistry points. But that will be differentiated on each side of the ball. So you'll see here, I have go deep on Lamar, 25 out of 50 players, if you see right next to his card there. So 25 out of 50, meaning I have 25 of these go deeps on. That gives me +3 throw power, +3 pass block, +2 deep route running, catching, spec catch, deep accuracy, break sack, and throw under pressure. So I'm using Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson notoriously this year has pretty bad throw power. So I'm going with go deep as my scheme chemistry so that I can improve Lamar's throw power. So what I would do is I would take your weakest player or position group, and that's how I would pick your scheme chemistry. So for me, I'm picking go deep because my most important player's weakest attribute is throw power. So that's why I picked Lamar. On defense, I'm going with lockdown because this is a passing game and you want your defensive backs to be as good as possible, keeping up with the receiver. So lockdown boosts a lot of those coverage stats. So we're going to go with lockdown on defense. That is your scheme chemistry. The way that you get it is you'll see that mine says 25 out of 50 players. And so, for example, Lamar meets that 87 threshold where you can get these ×2s. So he does count for 2 players. So I only would need, 23 players technically here, and then you add up multiple ×2s, you can get ×3 at, I want to say, like 92 or 93 last year, and then at 90, like 8, I believe, is when you could get a ×4. That was last year. I don't know what they're going to do for 3 and 4 this year. The threshold for ×2 is 87 this year. So that is your scheme chemistries. You can pick things like power run, zone run, west coast, play fake. So play fake is more for like you're going to get pass blocking here, but you're looking at like medium route running, things like that. But this is better for like the mid-range game. Basically your west coast is going to be your short range stuff, go deep is going to be your deep, and then zone or power run, those are obvious. Now, pro tip, if you're saying, well, CJ, I don't have 30 or 70 training per player to upgrade my scheme chems, Balanced O and Balanced D are both very good, and they're free. You'll see here you do not have to pay for Balanced O, and the same on defense, you do not have to pay for Balanced D. All you have to do is pay 5 training to upgrade and open up the slot. So for 5 training a player, you can get Balanced O and Balanced D, and that's still pretty good. You're going to see catching, throw power, carrying, trucking, pass blocking, run blocking. It upgrades basically every stat +1 on the entire team, and then you get 2 awareness and 2 stamina at the end. So if you don't have training, go pass block or go Balanced O and Balanced D. Okay, so that is scheme chemistries. Your next chemistry is going to be physical chemistry. So these are where you're going to boost your physical stats, your speed, your change of direction, your agility. Now, the thing with physical is physical stats are so important in this game. As we know, speed is incredibly important, arguably the most important stat on any card anywhere, right? So they said, listen, we're going to let you upgrade your physical chemistries, but we're going to make you pay for it. So not only is it extremely expensive, $750 per. $750 per. It also, if you want some stats boosted, you're going to have to sacrifice other stats. So you'll see here, Sprinter, I'm gaining acceleration, I'm gaining speed, but I'm losing strength and agility. More acceleration, more jumping, I lose change of direction. Another speed loses me another strength, agility, and change of direction. So what am I going to be going with? I'm going to be using Shaker. Shaker, you get change of direction, agility, and acceleration, and all you lose is jump and strength. So I'm going to lose 2 strength, 2 jump, and I'm going to gain change of direction, agility, and acceleration, and 1 speed. Okay? So for me, the losses there are worth it. Whereas for Sprinter, for example, the 2 speed boost is not worth losing agility and change of direction. That is your physical chemistry. Again, there are options to get to. That's at the 93 is the threshold. Oh, we can just check right here what the thresholds are. I'm sorry. So times 4 is 97 instead of 90, and then 92, like I said. Okay. So 97 and 92 for scheme chems. Physical chems is at 92. You're going to be, or 93, you're going to be able to get it times 2. These pull together for everybody on your team. So like I said, scheme chemistries are only offense and only defense. These physical chemistries are all of your players on all sides of the ball. So if you have 52 players in your lineup, and that's including kicker and punter, so really only 50 that can get physical chems. So you can go 50 out of 50 by just having 1 on every player. Make sense? So that's your physical chemistry. Now the last one, and my personal favorite, is your team chemistry. So you'll see each player has a little symbol, like Danny Vitale right there has the Patriots logo on his card, on the front of his card, because he contributes to our Patriots chems. You see like Devin Asiasi has it, Dalton Keene, those kind of guys. So what does team chemistry do? So you'll see here, I've got Go Deep, like I told you, gives you the throw power and all of that. I have 25 out of 50. I do still have Balance D as I'm working on building up my lockdowns. So Balance D, like I suggested, is free while you're working on adding more lockdowns. Go Deep is going to give Lamar that throw power. And now, New England Patriots, you'll see I have 32 out of 35. What does that mean? That means I have 32 players on this team that have Patriots chemistry, meaning that they played for the Patriots at some point in their career, or that card is a Patriots card. So any player who has Patriots chems gets 2 strength, 2 impact block, jumping, play rec, agility, change of direction, acceleration, carrying, speed, tackle, and strength. So all of my Pats players gain a speed. So Andre Johnson, for example, as the level master, gets every team chem. So mine has 1 more speed, 87, than most people's Andre Johnson, which is actually pretty sweet. So if you look, Jerry Jeudy right now is a really highly coveted card. He's got 88 speed. My Andre Johnson is only 1 speed lower, but has way better of everything else because he's a 90 overall. So Tyler Lockett as well, really good card, 89 speed. So Andre Johnson competes because he's got that extra speed from the team chems. Team chems, like physical chems, they pull from both sides of the ball. 50 out of 50, you get some crazy stuff like +2 speed, for example. So what I suggest is at least your backups, pick your favorite team and just make all of your backups. You'll see most of my backups have Patriots chemistries on them. Even Sam Mills here, Patriots chem. Brandon King, a backup, Patriots chem, Patriots chems, Patriots chems. Patriots times 3, Patriots, 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 Patriots. Like you guys see the trend here? I have as many Patriots in backup positions as possible, including your kicker and your punter if you can, because they add those really good stats to all of my Patriots players. Now, a trick about team chems this year, this has changed. Your coach and your uniforms, if you get the gold version, right now you see I have bronze, go through the team affinity challenges and you'll get all 4 of these. Those count towards your team chem. So if I had 2 gold uniforms, a gold Patriots coach and a gold Patriots stadium, I would be at 36 out of 35, which would add throw power and jumping to all of my players. I can get more agility, more change of direction, acceleration, catch, speed, and awareness at 50. So you'll see this is a pretty easy, pretty cheap way, especially if you go balanced, to upgrade your entire team to get extra really important stats like speed, agility, change of direction, throw power. You can upgrade all of these stats on your cards for pretty cheap. So if you guys didn't know that, if this helped at all, if you learned something from this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you next time.